Remember that you're exhaling strongly. And in this position, take a longer, stronger inhale as well. Think about using your inhale to lift the entire shelf of your ribs up away from the top of your pelvis, right? Create more space there through the abdominal area. Now on an exhale, take an easy stretch over to the right, mirroring what I'm doing. And inhale, come back up. Exhale over to the left and back up, and keep that going a few more times. Make sure that you are not overdoing. We're just warming up the sides of our torso. We're gonna have plenty of time to move into some deeper stretches here. Go ahead, take one more time to each side. So finishing the round that you're on, take one more full round. Warming up your obliques. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Extend your spine a little more. Exhale, dive forward and fold it all the way in. Once your hands come to the ground, make sure that your hips are over your heels here. You can bend your knees. You can bring your hands to your shins if you need to. And fold your crown down toward your toes. Keep your hips shifting forward. Keep your weight shifting forward. Take one more exhale here to engage your core even more. Root down through your feet and start to rise up. Sweep the arms overhead. Take a little back bend here if you'd like. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Again, inhale, let the arms rise. Keep the shoulder blades drawing down. Exhale, dive forward, abs are engaging. Your neck is long, weight moves forward into the front of your feet to fold it in. Inhale, this time move into an extended spine position. Again, please feel free to bend your knees. Exhale, fold, reach your crown down towards your toes. Root down and rise up, sweep your arms up. Take an inhale, you take a little back bend here. And exhale, hands to heart center. Navel all the way back to your spine. One more time, inhale, reach up. Get even taller here. Exhale, dive forward, lengthening out and tractioning out the sides of your torso, your spine, and your ribs, until finally we fold it in. Inhale, extend your torso. Exhale, hold it again. Root down and rise up, sweep the arms overhead, press the palms. And this time we're going to take a dive over to the right and hold this side stretch. So now reaching your right shoulder as far away from your right ear as possible. Lengthen out the left side, mirroring what I'm doing. Reach your left arm even further to the right. Reach your right fingertips even further to your right ankle. Take an inhale to root down, more with the sole of your left foot. As you exhale, dive even further by engaging your right side body. So you're really knitting in those ribs and using your obliques here to hug everything back to midline. Inhale, reach up and rise up. Get even taller. Good, exhale, dive to your left. Reach your right arm over your right ear. Slide the left shoulder away from your left ear and keep rooting down to both feet. Your entire pelvis is going to shift over to the right this time, and your left side body is supporting the stretch on the right side. Take a huge inhale here, expand into your ribs. As you exhale, engage your abdominals strongly. See if you can dive any deeper. Good, inhale, reach up and press the palms together. And exhale, dive forward, abs are engaging, neck is long. Weight moves forward into the fronts of your feet. Inhale to your flat back position. We're going to jump or walk now to a high plank pose. And on your exhalation, lower slowly to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, float into your up dog. And exhale, press it back to a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here and down dog. Exhale all the air out. Once you're empty, jump or walk your feet back to the top of your mat. Extend your spine on your inhale. Exhale, fold, reach your crown back down toward your toes. Root down and rise up, sweeping the arms overhead again. And on your exhalation, this time bring your right arm down, not touching the thigh this time, but create a little diagonal line with your both arms. Reaching from your center, diagonally down with the right hand, diagonally up with the left. Root down with this right leg. And now lift your left leg just a bit. Not trying to go into Ardha Chandrasana. We will do that later. We might. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, we're just trying to balance on that, the inner edge of your right foot, while keeping your arms really actively engaged here. Again, you're going to feel a lot of oblique strength there. Lower back right side is also engaging. Take one more inhale here. Open up the chest and release your left foot down. Keep your arms now reaching directly out of your shoulders. Exhale, take that diagonal line. And when you're ready, lift your right leg up. Chest is open. Both arms are active. Both palms are facing forward. And your chest is opening, so breathe into that stretch. Take a huge inhale, root down to the inner edge of your left foot even more. And exhale, bring your right foot down. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, dive all the way down to the ground, folding in. Inhale to your flat back position. As you exhale, jump back or walk back to a plank pose. Exhale, lower slowly to chaturanga, elbows hugging in. Inhale, float into your upward facing dog. And exhale, press it back to your downward facing dog. Take another deep breath in here. Exhale all the air out. Once you're empty, jump your feet or walk your feet back to the top of your mat. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold crown to your toes. Root down and rise up, sweep the arms up. Beautiful, good. This time, bring your hands back behind you. Take the heels of your hands to the top of the back of your pelvis. Draw your elbows in toward each other and lift the heart. Take a huge inhale to breathe into those front ribs and flare the ribs open. As you exhale, knit the back ribs closer together and move your pelvis forward here. Inhale, breathe from your hips up to your shoulders. Exhale, move the pelvis further forward. Draw your crown back now. Do not drop your head back. Reach your crown toward the wall behind you. Your chin is reaching toward the ceiling above you. Stronger exhalation to engage your glutes and your hamstrings. Move your thigh bones further forward. Root down through your heels. Lift your toes a bit. Make sure you're not clawing the floor with your toes in this back bend. Take a strong inhale to come halfway up. Sweep the arms up here. And exhale, hands come to your thighs. Round your back now. Tuck your tailbone and bring your chin in. Inhale, extend your spine. This time, exhale, round your back, hold empty, and find Uddiyana Bandha, holding your body empty for as long as you can with that bandha. When you need to take another inhale, disengage that, take your inhale, extend. This time we're going to exhale and take Abhisara if you know it, otherwise just hold empty. Exhale all the air out. Round your back, keep your body empty, and if you'd like to, you can do that churning, right, where we draw the navel in and up, and then we release it down, in and up, release the contents of your belly down. Keep that going as quickly or as slowly if you'd like to. Do one more like that in your own time and pace, either just holding your exhale or taking Abhisara. Once you've done as many repetitions as you can, take another inhale here to extend. Bend your knees even more than you have already. And then drape your torso over your bent knees. Please keep your legs bent on this one. Take your hands back behind your Achilles tendons. Elbows come behind your knees. And you're going to wrap the forearm back behind your calves. And take a strong inhale into your back body, expanding your back ribs toward the ceiling. Exhale, push your forearms into your calves to maybe allow the legs to go a little straighter. But do keep your ribs on your thighs or somewhere very close. Your neck is completely relaxed here. Mine is not, so that I can speak to you and you can hear me. But yours should be. Let the weight of your head draw down toward the floor. Make sure that while you're here, you're giving your body the chance to breathe, the back of your body to breathe. Strong exhale to hollow out the lower core. One final exhale here to maybe get those legs to go a little straighter. And then from there, inhale to your flat back. Plant your palms. You can walk back or jump back into a high plank. Exhale, lower to chaturanga. Inhale, move into your upward facing dog. Bend the elbows a bit, let the heart open. Exhale, press it back to downward facing dog. Stay there. Breathe there. Good. And as you take those stronger exhalations now, draw the navel in and up. Once you are empty, feel where you feel the most plugged in while you're empty. And then as you take your next inhale, extend your right leg as though your right leg starts at that place where you feel the most plugged in. Take an inhale here to lift the right leg higher. Exhale, bring forehead to knee and knee to forehead. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bring your knee to your forehead and your forehead to your knee. Keep it going, extend on your inhale. Exhale, bring it in. We have 3 more today. Inhale, lift the right leg higher. And really slowly, without any momentum, bring the knee in again. 2 more. See if the leg can extend long. See if there's any more length you can get out of your spine here. Exhale, forehead to knee. Get the knee and the forehead a little closer together as you empty out completely. 1 more time. And on your next exhalation, once you are empty, step your right foot all the way through your hands. Transfer your weight. And by the way, if you do have your yoga block, grab your yoga block. I'm going to use a rolled up yoga mat and just stand it up. Okay, and then I'm going to root down and put my right hand onto that yoga block. And we are going to do Ardha Chandrasana today. Look at that. Take an inhale and open up into Ardha Chandrasana. A little deeper than we were going before. Now finding length on both sides of your torso here. Keep the breathing going. Sorry, people just keep coming in and I have to keep admitting them. So good. Keep that breath going. Take a strong inhale here to open up even more. Stay here though. We're going to exhale and really focus on the the inner edge of your left foot rooting down and the inner thigh of your left leg hugging in. 1 more deep breath in here. Beautiful. Exhale, we're going to bring both hands down. Keep your right foot rooting down. Your left leg is extending up strongly. You're going to bring your right hand back behind your right Achilles tendon, elbow behind the knee and forearm behind your calf for standing splits. So we just did this arm position with both legs. Now we're doing 1 leg at a time. Make sure that your left hamstrings are firing instead of trying to kick up with your quads. If you're not sure, just isometrically push down at the top of your left foot. Then you'll feel your glutes and your hamstrings work a little harder. 1 final exhale here. Beautiful, and then step your left foot in to meet your right foot and fold your crown down toward your toes now. Take a deep breath in, extend your spine. As you exhale, fold it in again, see if you can go a little further. Bend the knees, weight into your heels. We're going to rise up for Utkatasana. We will get to that other side in a moment. Sitting down into your Utkatasana. As you exhale, we'll take a twist. You're going to bring your right elbow to your right thigh, right hand to outside of left. Bring your left arm up and open up to the left side. And then bend your left elbow, reach around and grab your right inner thigh with your left hand. Or if that's not happening, just press your hand into the left side of your lower back. Use your left elbow to draw the chest open even more. So you're pointing your elbow toward the wall behind you, kind of up to the top corner of that back wall. The pelvis is down, the thigh bones are as close to parallel with the floor as possible. Take a strong exhale here to wring out 1 more time. Good, and then bring both hands back to the ground and fold it in. Inhale, lengthen out your neck, plant your palms. You can jump back or walk back to your high push-up. Exhale, move it to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale back to your downward facing dog. Again, emptying out completely. Feel that feeling of being completely plugged into your inner strength. And from that place, extend your left leg on your next inhale up to the sky. Exhale, bring your knee to your forehead and forehead to knee. Please move slowly. You're going to feel your obliques, both external and internal, but mostly internal, and transverse, and of course your abdominal wall. Please also make sure that your pecs are engaging. We're going to do 2 more of these. Strong inhale to lift the leg. Maybe the leg gets longer, maybe the spine gets longer. And then bring it in. And again, inhale, extend. And exhale, bring it in. We're going to do just one more. Let's just do one more, just in case that was only 5. Take one final inhale to lift the leg. Exhale, hollow out, empty out. Once you are empty, you're going to step your left foot through your hands. Transfer onto your left foot. Get that bolster or prop, whatever it is, underneath your left hand if you have it. And then open up by lifting your right leg and moving into your Ardha Chandrasana. Chest is wide open here. Move down through the inner edge of your left foot. Hug your left inner thigh to midline. Root back with the sole of your right foot, especially the inner edge of your right foot, so that you feel the right leg activate as well, not just hanging from your head. When we balance, we are activating our core stabilizers. We're asking our inner strength to support us. We are moving from our center, originating our support from our center. Make sure you are exhaling to plug into that. Take one final inhale here. Exhale, bring your right hand down. Bring your right leg up even higher and draw your left ribs to your left thigh. Bring your left hand, if you'd like to, back behind your left Achilles tendon. Elbow behind the knee, forearm behind your calf. Your crown is drawing down towards your toes. Soften your face and your jaw. Soften your eyes and your forehead. Take one more exhale here to engage your core even more. Pull your ribs closer to your left thigh. Beautiful, and then bring your right foot down to meet your left foot. And fold it in. Inhale to extend your spine. Exhale, engage Uddiyana Bandha. Bring your ribs closer to your thighs than you did a moment ago. Bend your knees, wait until your heels rise up for Utkatasana. And now exhale, bring left elbow to left thigh. Reach your right arm around and grab your left inner thigh. Pull the pelvis directly back and move into your twisting Utkatasana. Make sure you're not sinking into this lower shoulder. Push down with your forearm or your elbow or both to lift up. Feel the obliques on this side, this lower side, helping you twist. Remember, this back elbow is pulling back and up, which is going to also help you open up your chest and stretch your pecs. Good. Take one final inhale here to open even further. Beautiful. Exhale, both hands back to the ground and fold it in. Inhale to your flat back. Plant your palms, jump back or walk back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and reach it back. Exhale, right knee comes in to touch your right elbow. Again, inhale, extend right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. And again, inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Again, inhale, extend. And exhale, bring it in. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring that right knee to touch right elbow. And one more time. Without momentum, bring it all in. Good. From there, we're going to bring the right knee down to the ground. I'm going to switch this around. Right knee down. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Lift the left leg up. And exhale, reach your left arm over your left ear. So we're doing Ardha Chandrasana in different ways over and over again today, right? It's just, this time we're just on our knee instead of on our foot, but everything still applies. So we want that inner thigh on the right leg still working in the same way it was when we were standing on the foot. Meanwhile, this leg, the left leg, is extending, especially through the inner line of that left leg. You're arching away from the floor with the right side of your body. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, bend your left knee, reach around, take a hold of the top of your left foot. Kick your foot back into your hand. And open up the chest even more here. But as you kick back, make sure that your right glutes are also engaged. You're trying to tuck your right glutes underneath your left. Left glutes are active, left hamstrings are active. Kick your left foot into your hand. If that is not working, let go of your foot, kick back isometrically. Take one final inhale here. Good. As you exhale, bring your left knee down. Bring both hands down to the floor. Take your inhale, extend your spine. Exhale to round your back. Please round as much as you can here. Inhale, extend the spine. Without pinching, find greater extension. Exhale, round your back. One more time, take that inhalation, extending. Exhale to round. This time, stand up onto the pads of your toes. Bring your shins parallel with the floor. Let me change that view a little bit so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So we're actually off of our knees. Shins are parallel. Spine is extending, but not pinching. And we're breathing here. Good. So we're not overly rounding the back. We're not overly arching. We're in a neutral spine position. Engage your abdominals strongly to support you here. Your knees are hovering about 4 inches above the floor. At the most, your shins are parallel with the ground. Take one more inhale here. Good. Exhale, straighten out your legs. Move into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift the left leg slowly up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, see if the leg can pull your entire body weight back out of the shoulders. And then without moving forward into the shoulders, again, bring the knee in. Make sure both elbows are bent. Lengthen up. And bring it in. 2 more. Lift the leg. And bring that knee slowly, slowly back in. Please feel your left side body working. One more time. Lift the leg. And bring it in. And now bring your left knee underneath your left hip. Root down through your left foot or claw the floor with your left fingertips. Open to the right. By the way, you can keep your right foot on the floor here if you'd like. You can still reach over and get that nice stretch. Right? Or bring the leg up. If the leg is up, make sure it's not hanging from your hip. You've got to lift the leg and then activate the leg so that it supports itself here. We are way up out of our left shoulder because we are in our obliques. We are in integrity here. When we rely on our joints, we are compromising. We don't need to be in our joints. So practice coming back to that inner strength and that intrinsic support. Take another inhale. See if you can arch your left side away from the floor even more. Bend your right knee now. Reach around and take a hold of the top of your right foot with your right hand. Bend your right elbow. If you cannot hold on to your foot, you don't need to. If it bothers your knee, you don't need to hold on. Just kick isometrically. Keep reaching back so you can get that stretch on your pecs too. Right? But make sure your glutes and your hamstrings are working, whether you're holding onto your foot or not. And everybody, your left glutes are also actively engaged. Get your left inner thigh to engage as well, but really get the left sit bone underneath your right sit bone a little more. Left hip under right. One final deep inhale here. Please kick back even more by engaging your hamstrings, not by pulling on your foot with your arm, but by kicking your foot into your hand. Release your right hand and your right knee down slowly to the floor. Inhale to extend. Exhale to round. Inhale, spinal undulation. And exhale, rounding. Make sure that maybe we go a little further here as we take more time to engage in emptying out completely. One last time. Take that inhale. Stand up onto the pads of your toes. Plug in on your exhale. We're not overly tucking and we're not overly extending. We're in neutral spine here. Shins are parallel with the floor. Keep the elbows slightly bent. Puff up your back ribs as you inhale. Knit all of the front of your body in and up toward the front of your spine as you exhale. One final deep breath in here. Exhale, press it back to down dog. Shake any tension out of your neck, head, and shoulders. Take a huge inhale here. And as you exhale, draw yourself a little deeper into your downward facing dog. Once you are in that deeper down dog, drop onto your forearms for a dolphin pose. And as you know, your forearms and dolphin should be parallel with each other. Shoulder distance apart, spread out the fingers. Push down with the palms of your hands and claw the floor lightly with your fingertips. As you hug in with your inner biceps, let your pecs work a little more. As you exhale, hollow out as we've been doing, and find Uddiyana Bandha. Take one final exhale here in dolphin. Now walk your feet back or just slide your feet back and move into a plank pose on your forearms. Pushing back through your heels. Draw the navel in and up. Pull the top of your pelvis away from your lower ribs here. If this is too much, bring your knees lightly to the floor without dropping your pelvis. If you would like to go a little more intense, bend your knees without your knees touching the floor. We are here for 4 more breaths. Push the floor away with your forearms. Hug in with your inner biceps. Keep your neck long and neutral. Feel your pecs working here as well. One final deep breath in, and exhale, lie onto your belly. Walk your elbows forward of your shoulders a bit. Take an inhale as you move into a Sphinx pose. Claw the floor with your fingertips again. This time push down through the pubic bone. Feel like your hip bones are rising away from the ground here. Hold the top of your pelvis away from your lower ribs. With your feet lined up with your hips or even wider than that, we're going to move the sit bones toward the heels. Engage your hamstrings, the backs of your thighs. Push your thigh bones down into the floor. From there, you can bring your elbows up. If that causes any pinching in your spine, bend the elbows and place them down again or move them into a halfway point. This is a stretch for your abdominals. We're going to switch over now to really focusing on the inhale side of the breath for the second half of our practice now. So as you hold here in this abdominal stretch, breathe into the belly. Breathe into your ribs. Keep that inhale going all the way up into your chest. One final inhale here. And exhale to slowly release everything back down to the floor. But from there, we're going to take the hands alongside the chest. Push up on your inhale to your hands and your knees. Extend that spine on the inhalation, and on your exhale, round your back. Inhale to bring your left arm up and open to the left side. Exhale, bring your right arm underneath you to the right side for thread the needle pose. Now, once you drop into thread the needle, you're going to drop onto your left ear and the outside of your left shoulder. And then you can take any variation on that you would like to take, right? So if you know that you would like to go further than that, please feel free. Some options are not limited to these. You can bring your, especially after all we've done today, you could bring that top arm over your ear and just claw the floor there. You can reach your left arm even more to the left and open the chest toward the ceiling. You could take your top arm, reach it around. And as we've done a few times today, grab your left inner thigh with your right hand. You could stand up onto your right toes here or even bring the right leg out to the right. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're breathing. And make sure that your exhalation is bringing you out, but then make sure that after you're empty, that you're allowing your inhale to really expand into the space that this particular pose is affording you, right? So you'll notice that there are parts of your body that are more open than others. Please breathe to those open areas. Take another strong exhale here to wring out one more time. And then a huge inhale to really, again, inhabit this space. Inhabit this shape. Good. Unravel, come back up onto your hands and your knees. Take an inhale to extend and an exhale to round. Inhale, bring your right arm up this time, open up to the right. And exhale, bring right arm underneath and through to the left. You're going to be dropping onto your onto your right ear and the outside of your right shoulder. And once you're there, you could claw the floor, you could reach your arm over your head. This is my new favorite. I like that length that I get from my sit bone to the left fingertips. Again, you go where you want to go, where you feel the most open. If you would like to, you can step your left foot out. You could even here bring the left leg up, right? And if that causes you to fall over, Then you just got your playtime. Right, so whatever you would like to do, and remember there's always that option of bringing the left arm around, and like you did in twisting Uttanasana, I'm going to grab the right inner thigh with your left arm. Take another deep inhale, so deep that you feel like your breath is actually encouraging your body to open up more. And then as you exhale, bring everything out so that we know there's going to be more room for the next inhalation. Take one more huge breath. Open up the chest even more. Activate the left arm even more so that we can use the strength of the left arm to open up. And then unraveling, come back up to center. Inhale to extend your spine. And on your exhale, walk your knees forward to the middle of your mat. Sit your hips to one side. And then just bring your legs forward. With your knees bent and your hands underneath your thighs, we're going to take a deep breath in and lean back. As you exhale, excuse me, engage your abdominals and bring your chin in. Open up your upper back. Inhale, draw the elbows back and lift the heart up. Exhale, round your back, bring your chin in. One more time, take your inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to roll down and then keep rolling down. But make sure you do have your yoga mat, enough yoga mat behind you. You can bring your feet up off of the floor and start to roll as slowly as you can down to the ground on an exhale. When you arrive there, bring your head to the floor, just rock side to side. Take your arms out to either side of the room so that we're rocking using our internal strength here rather than the arms. Check in with your neck and make sure that your neck is relaxed. Check in with your jaw and your teeth, your eyes and your forehead. There should be no clenching whatsoever in any of those muscles, right? Neck, jaw, nothing happening with the teeth clenching, forehead, and your teeth, and your eyes are relaxed. All right, so after rocking side to side a few times here, we're going to bring both knees over to the left, all the way to the ground this time. Your chest will open to the ceiling. Take an inhale. As you exhale, engage your abdominals to wring out your spine just a little bit more and turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Inhale deeply, deeply into both sides of your torso, but also notice that the right side right now is a little more open. So spend more time seeing if maybe you can fit more breath into the space between your ribs, the space between the rib cage and the pelvis, right? And look for any other space, the space between your back ribs and your spine. Inhabit all of that space as you take the deepest, longest inhale possible. Use your exhale to wring you out and go further. Please do turn your head to your right so that your right ear gets a little closer to the floor. And I'm not going to do that or you won't be able to hear me. Take a final exhale here to wring out one more time on this side. Inhale, bring the knees back up to center. And rock side to side a few times, and then we're going to take both knees over to the right. Do rock side to side a bit here as well, before finally bringing your knees over to the right. Your arms are reaching out from the shoulders. Make sure they're slightly below the shoulders. Take a huge inhale here. Again, notice where the expansion or at least the opportunity for expansion is on this side. You can feel that the left side is more open, so send more breath to left. You can feel that on your exhale, there's probably some willingness to wring out and go further. You feel how the body starts to let go of tension. It's kind of inviting you to explore the possibility that you can mobilize even further with that exhalation. And then notice on this next inhale, now where do you feel more open? Now where does the body feel receptive? Breathe to that place. So it's not just placing ourselves in a shape and then letting our mind wander away. It's noticing how breath by breath, the sensation moves and changes and opens us up, if we're present, to even greater possibility. Take another strong exhale here to wring out one more time. Bring your knees back up over your hips as you inhale. And as you exhale, place the soles of your feet down to the floor. Take your arms alongside your torso here with the palms on the floor for a moment. As you take your exhalation, scoop your pelvis off the floor. Inhale, peel the rest of your spine off the ground and move into a bridge pose. And once you're there, you're going to take a strong hugging of your spine here. Each time you take your exhale, make sure that your back muscles, which again, your intrinsic back muscles are also considered part of your core, at least I would consider them a part of the core. Anything that hugs you back to midline, anything that stabilizes your spine, any part of your body, including your inner thighs, that can give you that intrinsic support so that you're out of your joints, I would consider core, right? So finding back of core, exhaling to engage strongly around the spine itself. Make sure that as you inhale, you're using this as an opportunity to breathe into the entire front of your body, right? So we're stretching out our abdominals, we're stretching out the front of the pelvis, we're allowing our front ribs to really flare open. So we're creating elasticity here, or again, encouraging elasticity through the rib cage. We should be able to move these ribs. Let them flare open. Take a strong exhale, push down through the soles of your feet. Feel your back ribs knitting in towards your spine. Take one final inhale, everybody, knowing you can go further, absolutely can go further. Lift the hips higher, engage your glutes more. Root down more through the soles of your feet. And take your arms out from underneath you, and on your exhale, roll slowly down to the floor. When your hips touch the ground, we're going to take our inhale. Let the spine extend in that neutral way. Bring the soles of your feet together now and draw the knees open. Take a huge inhale now into, again, this very deep stretch for your inner thighs. They have worked for you very diligently here. So as you do feel that stretch on your inner thighs, make sure your outer thighs are just slightly engaged, just slightly. They don't have to be deeply engaged, but just make sure that the inner thighs know that they don't have to continue to support you here, right? Outer thighs are drawing you down. Now, if your knees are way up in the air here, you could, if you had two pillows, slide the pillows underneath your knees, or just slide the heels a little further forward, right? There's no law in yoga that says your heels have to be right up against the tailbone, right? So just find a neutral position for yourself. Make sure your back is also not feeling pinched or in any way compromised. Knees are opening, chest is opening, belly is wide open here. Bring your chin up a little higher so that even your throat chakra is open. And now closing your eyes, take the deepest inhale possible. Starting at the front of the pelvis, then moving up into the abdominal cavity, then moving up into the lower thoracic cavity, and then finally all the way up into your chest. Your arms are reaching out. You can send your breath across the shoulders and into the arms as well here. This inhale should last at least 5 seconds, right? And that's at the very least, maybe closer to 10 seconds. So good idea to close your eyes, check in with your inhale, knowing that we have a lot of surface area to cover and we have these cavities to fill, right? The pelvic cavity, the abdominal cavity, the thoracic cavity. Take your time, explore that inner space. Each exhalation is a reminder to let go of any tension in your back as well. So we're going to allow our abdominal muscles to sink toward the ground, and that pressure will actually remind your back that it doesn't need to stay arched and holding you up, right? The floor is holding you up. Let your back muscles know that it's okay to let go of that tension, right? 3 more breaths like that. Pelvic cavity, abdominal cavity, lower thoracic, upper thoracic. Strong exhalation to remind those internal organs to descend toward your spine and to remind your spine to descend into the ground. Allow the back muscles to let that happen. And now we're into our only 2 more breaths. Breathe maybe even beyond the pelvic cavity into the inner groin, the inner thighs, the inner knees. As you exhale, maybe the soles of your feet open even more away from each other so that they start to face the sky. And notice how that arched my back, so you want, and probably yours too, so make sure your back, again, descends on your exhalation. Please take one final breath like that, deep breath in. One final exhale. Abs pushing inner, Internal organs down, internal organs sinking toward the front of the spine, the back of the spine sinks, the lower back muscles relax to accommodate all of that. And then bringing your hands to your outer knees, outer thighs, coax your inner thighs together. The inner thighs are relaxed. Please let them stay that way by using your arms, right? And then draw those knees into your chest again. This time, clasp your hands around your shins. Rock side to side gently here. Take a deep breath in. Now bring your forehead up to meet your knees and your knees in to meet your forehead. Inhale, move your knees away and let your head drop down very gently. And exhale, bring the knees in again. Abs are strong on your exhalation. Inhale, let the head fall back gently. Let your knees point even further away from your chest. Exhale, bring the knees in. Bring your forehead up to meet your knees. Shoulders are down, by the way. One more time, take that inhale. And take your exhale. Good, holding here, reach your arms past your knees. Scoop your pelvis off the floor. Scoop the shoulder blades off the floor. And release. Great job. Keep your legs, keep your feet up off the floor. Extend your legs straight now over your hips. And we're going to move into Viparita Karani. Now, if you have that pillow somewhere close, you can bring the pillow underneath the hips here, underneath the pelvis. Extend your legs directly up over your hips. You could also decide to pull the legs over your head. You can still keep your sacrum on the pillow that way. If you would like to go further than that into any inversion of choice, please feel free. Close your eyes and find your breath. Find that strong inhalation. Now we're going to end our practice while in an inversion, and then we'll do our final pose as well. But for right now, we're going to end with this really strong Agnisara. We're going to do 3 rounds while you are in an inversion. Agnisara combined with being upside down is very, very encouraging. It encourages our lymphatic system and supports our lymphatic system to circulate that lymph in the direction it needs to go. So, really powerful practice, especially when we're trying to keep our body clean and not a place for virus or disease to take up residence. So we're going to take a deep breath in together. As you exhale, exhale through the mouth. Feel your core engage. Once you're empty, start doing your churning again. We did this earlier at the very beginning of our practice, right? Draw the navel in and up, in and up, in and up. Do that as many times as you can. But this time, really make sure that your energy is moving in this direction, towards your heart. So we're not pushing the navel toward the legs, we're pushing the navel or drawing the navel toward the heart. Do that 2 more times on your own. Deep breath in together. Exhale through the mouth. Hold empty, do not take another in-breath. Churn everything up. One more time when you're ready. Once you have taken that 3rd round, you're going to slowly, slowly roll out of your inversion. You can either bend your knees and place your feet to the floor or extend your legs all the way down. Just make sure that's not tensing up your back. It took us a long time, right, to get out of that tension. We don't want to add it back in here. I'm going to use this as an option for you today as your final resting pose. Another one, so you would just keep your pelvis on that pillow, right? Just open up into a star position here. Another one you could do is just to slide that pillow underneath the back of your ribs instead, so that your sacrum is hanging off of the bolster. If you have a second pillow, you could put that underneath your head as well. Okay, another option today would be to take the pillow underneath your feet. And I have 2 pillows here, or little pretend pillows. And place your feet on those pillows, or you could place your calves there, slide your hips a little closer, and take an easy release pose, right? Any other yoga pose that you would like to take, or again, you don't need any props, you could just extend your arms out and your legs out here. for final relaxation. Now, as you find your final resting pose, and I know it's a little early for that, but I want to make sure that we have time for a little mini meditation today as well. So while you are in your final resting pose, and of course you can move around and make sure that you are comfortable before you move into Shavasana or any other pose of choice. But please make sure that your breath is still with you and that the breath is still rhythmic, even though it may be much more subtle now. As you tune into this rhythmic breath, start to notice again how your breath, even when it is subtle, can really support you in feeling centered, right? We just did a core and restore workout. We were engaging our center, and then we were trying to use our center to support greater relaxation. We're trying to feel both sides of that equation now, this sense of inner strength and also outer relaxation, integrity, and openness, stability, and freedom. And notice how these two seemingly opposites, excuse me, is exactly what supports life in our body. We cannot inhale without an exhale. And there's nothing to exhale if we do not inhale. Feel the feeling of being alive in your body. Feel the feeling of breath supporting life in your body. And now please bring your hands together. Keep your eyes closed, but just bring your palms together and begin rubbing the palms forward and back. Generating some heat. And once you feel some electricity, some energy there between the hands, please place your palms over your eyes. Again, come back to your breath, come back to your life, the life that breath gives you, the breath of life. Begin directing your breath to your third eye. Notice where your pinkies are touching lightly at the forehead center. Also notice that you are shutting out all external light here. So make sure you're not pushing on your eyes. Make sure your physical eyes are relaxed. But as all external light is shut out, you may see some internal light. You may see some manifestation or evidence of energy behind the palms or behind your eyelids or at your third eye as you breathe to the third eye itself. Every inhalation is an inhale through the nostrils, watching the two streams of breath become one at the third eye center. Every exhalation, you're exhaling directly out of the front of and through the front of your forehead into the space in front of your physical eyes. So keep that going for a few more rounds. Inhaling through the nostrils to the third eye. Basically, you can think about it as right behind where the pinky fingers are touching the forehead. So it's inside. As you exhale, exhale through the forehead into the air in front of the body. And now begin to visualize life as you would like it to be. There is a communal meditation going on today at 11. So we'll just get started a few minutes early. And this communal meditation this is going on around the world. So everyone, hopefully, who hears this in Mountain Standard Time will be meditating with us and knows about this, right? It's not just me who's putting this out, but hopefully millions of people. And it's more of an intention setting, right? That we're doing from the vantage point of the third eye, which is where we can see things into existence. Decide what the future looks like for our entire planet, not just for you, although that's a good place to start. Some of the things that I have been working on and visualizing lately as I'm meditating is that people who meditate actually get paid to do so, to raise the vibration on this planet. That our first responders and our grocery workers and our produce gatherers are paid a living wage as well. That teachers are supported. I visualize health and vitality. And the way that I visualize that for myself, and you can do it any way you'd like, but I just see all of the things in nature that are evidence that we are still living on a vital planet. The turquoise blue sea, the shimmering trees in the wind, the turbulence of the rivers, calm sound of the stream. And whatever you can do to not only visualize that picture of health and vitality on a planetary level, please visualize that and bring it into fruition as you bring it right in front of your gaze, your inner gaze. And then generate from the heart center feelings of love and appreciation and gratitude for this future as though it has already come to fruition. If your arms are getting tired, you can bring your arms down at any time alongside your torso. Joy and appreciation, love and gratitude for that visual image that you have created and that you are now calling forth, and a lot of us are hopefully calling forth. And then I add to it this very strong feeling that our future after this, and again, it's generating right now, is all about kindness, is all about soft hearts, open hearts, taking care of people, taking care of ourselves, feeling cared for, feeling kindness directed toward each of us, and walking into the world knowing that kindness is what we will meet. Feeling the world full of kindness, filling the world full of kindness. Both. Whatever you want to add, whatever makes sense to you. Keep your attention at your third eye. Each inhalation is moving through the nostrils. Watch those two streams become one as they meet at the forehead center. Stimulating the sixth chakra, stimulating your third eye, stimulating that energy center. Gives you the opportunity to visualize your future into existence. Add all of your senses to that visual. Feel the feeling of this visual, right? Listen to the sounds, right? The sounds of that bubbling brook or gentle stream, or the sounds of the ocean lapping up on the surface of the beach, or the wind in the trees. Listen to those sounds. If there's a taste that goes along with it, generate that taste. If there's a smell that goes along with it, generate that smell. If there is a perception, right, a larger perception, bring that in as well. And for just a few more moments of class, again, feel the feelings, the emotions that come with that. As you center that, the emotional part at the heart. Joy, appreciation, gratitude, compassion, loving kindness. Please hold that for at least one more moment or two while I read this amazing poem by an amazing poet, Natasha Carrizosa. Last night, I said I was going to be about my business this morning. Last night, I made plans to get up, make coffee, wash the dishes, get on the schoolwork, read the kids' poetry, make some books, change and feed Judah. Last night, I planned for tomorrow, assuming I would wake up, open my eyes, breathe new air, hear the birds, rip down the poison growing on my fence, kiss my lion, pray he have a good day while he sat in the land, carve a way out of quicksand. Last night, while it was dark out, I looked forward to the light of tomorrow. I never really considered today as a gift until right now. I know that's what they say, but I ain't never really felt that way until now. Never really prayed for a tomorrow. I've never really been really grateful to breathe, to speak. To breathe, to speak, to write, to see, to smell, to hear. Never really been grateful to walk into, to live until today. This is the truth. I never really appreciated today. I never really appreciated my life, my breath, my sound, my fingers, my eyes, my ears, my limbs. But now, my own breath, I expect it to come. I didn't take any time to pray, to be grateful for, to praise the Most High. But this morning I woke up, I opened my eyes to beauty I had nothing to do with. Just now, no lie, my son rose and said, I just had an amazing dream, Mommy. He makes me go round. The truth is being grateful today for tomorrow. Being grateful today for my breath. I posted that on my wall, so you can grab that if you want, if you're on Facebook. Thank you guys so much. I will let you continue to meditate or rest. If you are seated or you would like to sit up, go ahead and roll to one side into a fetal position. Bring your hands to your heart. Praying our future into existence in this moment by using all of your senses. I invite you to do this again at 11 p.m. if you're still up, and you probably will be if you're sleep has been affected like almost everybody else's has. Please feel free to do that again at 11 p.m. That's happening at 11 a.m. and p.m. tomorrow as well. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.